Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we actually just unboxed a new engine hoist that I want to put together right here in my driveway. So it's a Sunex Tools brand 2-ton engine hoist that I bought from Home Depot, which was an ordeal in itself because the shipper sent it to the wrong depot and it ended up in a different city. It was like 200 miles away. And after being on the phone with a bunch of people for a lot of time, I finally got it here at home. So it may be more of a jack than I need, but here's the book. Here's the bag of hardware. So we're going to start with putting on the wheels. Once the wheels are on, then I'll start assembling the upright portion and have this thing done here shortly. So a lot of it's pins because it's a folding engine hoist. So here's our casters that go on the rear. So now we'll look at here in the instructions and see which way these wheels, the bolts fit. So what we got to do, according to the instructions, is the bolts go in from the bottom, which makes lots of sense because you don't want your casters hitting get those in and get the nuts started on top with the lock washer. And the assembly should go fairly quick on this. This is a pretty basic tool to put together. There's not a lot of parts. And there's a pretty good sized bag of hardware, but overall it's a simple thing to put together. Getting new tools is always fun until you have to unbox them and get rid of all the stuff that comes in the box. Now I'm not going to tighten any of the bolts until I have them all installed. One thing as a mechanic or as anybody that works with tools and nuts and bolts knows, you shouldn't be tightening things up until you have everything in place. Now these longer bolts are going to be what holds the upright in that the hydraulic unit sits on. So that will be the next thing that I put in place after putting these in place. Now these are going to go here on the inside. They're going to use these bolts. Like that. So now we have these two, and they will line up here, and then they will end up bolting in to the upright at the top. Now I think this one might be backwards because it's twisted differently. So we're going to go ahead and flip this one over. And now they seem to be a little better. So those are in. Now again, the next thing is going to be the upright. So in order to make this work, what I'm going to do is put the bolts in from the bottom. Now there's that, the upright is in place. Now we have one long bolt that's going to come up here. And fit through like that. So if you can't see what I'm doing there, you can't. We put those in up here. So now we have the lower section almost built completely. The next thing, we're going to put the small wheels on. So I'm going to turn this around. So these are the wheels for storage. So they'll go here and here. And we have these two smaller bolts that are only going to fit one way. Actually, that's not even how those go. I was wrong. They're pinned. Now, if you have a second set of hands to do this, it would probably do you a lot of good and be a big help. So those are in, these are in, the upright is on. The next thing is going to be to put the legs in place. Now these legs only fit one way. They would fit either side, but you're going to have them backwards if you're put them on wrong. So on this, the lettering goes to the outside. And that's going to be okay, let's see. Now it looks like everything about these just uses pins, which makes it easier for storage and everything. So then you got to get these lined up. Put your pivot pins through, and then put your cotter pin in. Same thing on this side. Get your pivot pin, line it up, pop it through, and then pin it. So now we basically have those, and you have the secondary pins holding this portion. Then we have our bolts that hold our outer wheels on. And if you haven't ever used very many engine stands or engine hoists, you'll see that these actually have bearings, which a lot of them don't. So that's going to make this a very nice engine stand. So that goes here. There. So now that's in. Now we got to do the same thing on this other side. So now back here behind you, or behind the camera's view, we're going to put this in. So that's kind of in. And the next thing, I'm going to go ahead and just pin these into place, just so it stays more fixed as I put the upper beam on. So that's in. So the next thing is the top beam. So we're going to put that in, and then we'll put the hydraulic unit in. Now, because this comes in two pieces, it's probably going to be beneficial to go ahead and slide it apart to make this section a little lighter. and a little bit easier to work with. So now we'll face back this way, move up. And that's in. The next thing is going to be the hydraulic unit. Now this, we're going to go ahead and pan the bottom of it first. And get the nut started. Now the final one has a lock nut. And we're going to put that in now. Now, because the hydraulic is fully compressed, we're going to have to jack it up just a touch to get it lined up with this portion. So that's it. And that's tight. So now I'm going to raise this up. This into place, and as we can see, it's got a hole real close to one end and kind of far from the other. So we'll put this in, grab our pen, put it in here at the 1 ton section just for now. The final component to this puzzle is this part, the hook. Now this hook swivels all the way, so it doesn't really matter which side you put it in on. Put that in, and put that on. Now finally, we have these pieces, and these will fit on here just in case you need them for, let's see. Let's see if it explains what those are for. it references them as washers. So these parts here, they do slide on to here. I'm not 100% sure what their purpose is. As we can see on the front, they show them on the outside. But right now, I do not need those for any of my future jobs here. But they are meant to hook your ratchet straps to. Yeah, it just lists them as a sliding sling strap. So they're not going to be used on my case, but here we are, fully assembled. Now all we got to do is tighten down all the fasteners, put the final few pins in because we don't want to lose them. And now we're fully assembled and ready to use, except for tightening up a few nuts. But anyway, if you didn't know how to put one of these together and you needed somebody to show you, or you just wanted to see it done, this is it. It's assembled. Hopefully this is helpful to somebody out there. This looks like a very good quality piece. So if you're looking for a good engine stand or engine train, Home Depot might be the place to get it. And so anyway, I had a good experience with that. Had a little trouble with shipping, but other than that, it seems to be a great tool. So thanks for watching this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.